Hello everyone, I'm Destiny, and today we'll be going over Rin's full kit, Eidolons, team synergies, builds, and whether or not you should pull Rin on your account. I'd love to know if you are excited for Rin, and if you'd like to see some more content like this, consider subscribing to the channel. Starting off with Rin's kit, Rin is a Quantum Erudition character who has a unique joint follow-up attack mechanic with Archer, making them a special synergy. And when it comes to Rin's unique mechanics, she revolves around gem energy. As for what gem energy is, this is Rin's stack mechanic, and gem energy is utilized for her enhanced skill, which her enhanced skill can be used when you have 15 or more gem energy, or if the current skill points are 7 or more. When Rin uses her enhanced skill, she will deal quantum damage onto all enemies. And then from there, she consumes 3 gem energy to additionally deal quantum damage to one random enemy. Rin will continue to consume gem energy until you have less than 3, or there are no enemies with HP greater than 0. This can repeat up to 33 cycles, which means a total of 99 gem energy can be used for her enhanced skill at a time. Additionally, when Rin uses her enhanced skill, if skill points are greater than 2, then she will consume skill points until 2 points are left, and immediately gain 2 points of gem energy for each skill point consumed. On top of this, through Rin's talent, for every 1 skill point consumed or recovered, Rin will gain 1 gem energy. As an example, if you had 6 skill points before using Rin's enhanced skill, once you use her enhanced skill, she will consume 4 skill points to get down to only 2 skill points. This will result in a total of 12 gem energy gained, as you'll gain 8 from her enhanced skill consuming 4 skill points, and an additional 4 gem energy from her talent. As for all the ways to gain gem energy for Rin, you will gain gem energy whenever allies gain or consume skill points through her talent, using Rin's ultimate, consuming skill points when using her enhanced skill as we just mentioned, using her technique, entering combat, and her joint follow-up attack with Archer will also gain her gem energy as you'll recover skill points when this joint follow-up attack triggers, which we'll go over the joint follow-up attack shortly. When it comes to Rin's ultimate, she'll deal quantum damage equal to 600% of her attack to one designated enemy, and quantum damage equal to 200% of her attack to the other enemy targets. So the designated enemy will take the most damage. Additionally, Rin will recover 1 skill point, and she'll inflict a 20% vulnerability debuff onto all enemies, making them take increased damage from the entire team for 3 turns. It's also worth noting that Rin's trace Inbound Prosperity allows her to gain 12 gem energy when using her ultimate as well. Now we have this special joint follow-up attack with Archer. The way to trigger this is when Archer is using his skill to attack and there are 3 or fewer skill points remaining, or if his skill has already been used 5 times in the circuit connection state. With either of these 2 criteria, Rin and Archer will launch a joint follow-up attack onto all enemies, and recover 4 skill points for all allies. This joint follow-up attack can only trigger once, but the trigger count resets when Rin's turn ends. Ideally, you'll want to ensure that Rin has a turn in between Archer taking his next turn to reset the trigger for the joint follow-up attack, which we will go over this in detail while discussing teams. The joint follow-up attack is huge for Archer, as this allows you to continue his skill afterward if you haven't used 5 skills just yet, greatly assisting with the skill point usage for Archer, and the joint follow-up attack is very useful in scenarios when there are multiple targets on the field, as Archer is a single target damage dealer. On top of this, Rin will also provide buffs for herself and Archer, being 150% attack, 15% quantum res pen, and through her talent, whenever an ally restores or consumes skill points, their crit damage will increase by 70% for 2 turns. Additionally, Rin will also increase the maximum amount of skill points by 2, providing more comfortability for the team and herself. Now for Rin's technique, she'll gain 10 gem energy at the start of the next battle, and through her talent, when she enters combat, she'll gain 20 gem energy, so you'll be able to get a free 30 gem energy as a result. And Rin's trace, Ladylike Poise, will allow her to gain a 20% speed buff when entering combat, or after using her enhanced skill, and this buff will last for 3 turns. So to recap Rin's benefits, she can deal great damage with her enhanced skill, joint follow-up attack with Archer, and her ultimate. And the buffs she'll be able to provide for the team are crit damage, inflicting vulnerability onto enemies with her ultimate, increasing the upper skill point limit of the team by 2, and when Rin enters combat, her attack and quantum res pen will increase, which if Archer is in the team, he will also gain this effect. Overall, Rin will be a very powerful teammate for Archer, easily being one of his new best teammates, further enhancing his playstyle, and Rin will also be able to deal immense damage herself. Now when it comes to her Eidolons, her E1 revolves around her enhanced skill, as if one instance of the enhanced skill consumes 30 or more gem energy, Rin will gain Shadow Gem, equal to the amount of gem energy consumed. The enhanced skill will consume all Shadow Gem and does not trigger the effect that converts skill points into gem energy, and also does not consume her gem energy either. This Eidolon is especially strong for main DPS Rin, the skill points economy of the team, and is a stepping stone toward her second Eidolon, which is a huge boost to the skill damage of the team, as Rin's skill damage increases by 30%, and while she is on the field, skill damage dealt by allies becomes 130% of the original damage, essentially providing a 1.3 times boost to the skill damage of the team. As a quick example, let's say Archer's skill dealt 400,000 damage. This Eidolon provides a 1.3 times boost, which now means this skill will hit for 520,000 damage instead. As for her fourth Eidolon, this stacks the crit damage boost from her talent 2 times now, meaning 140% crit damage for Rin. And lastly, her E6 increases her ult-type res pen by 20%, increases the gem energy she gains for her ultimate by 24, and now when she uses her ultimate, she gains an extra turn, which is amazing for her personal damage output. When it comes to vertical investment between her first Eidolon or signature light cone, I would recommend her signature light cone as it is cheaper to pull and provides Rin with 18% crit rate, and when an ally consumes a total of 4 or more skill points in a single turn, Rin will gain Radiant Crown. Radiant Crown will make all allies damage dealt ignore 20% of a target's defense, and the skill damage dealt by Rin will also increase by 72%. So you're essentially benefiting Rin's damage output with this light cone as well as the rest of the team. And now when it comes to team synergies, Rin will be one of the best partners for Archer and can also be used as a main DPS. When it comes to her team synergy with Archer, she'll provide additional skill points, buffs for Archer, the joint follow-up attack, and more. For the third slot, Sparkle will be one of the best options as she is able to restore skill points with her ultimate, which provides Rin with gem energy and is useful for Archer to repeatedly use this skill more comfortably, as well as when Rin consumes skill points with her enhanced skill as well. Sparkle will be able to provide valuable buffs, being 50% action advance, crit damage buffs, ult-type res pen, attack buffs. She can inflict vulnerability debuffs onto enemies with her kit, and then the skill points from her ultimate as well. Something to note regarding this team though is the speed tuning, since there could be an overlap with Sparkle pushing Archer forward but Rin not getting a turn in time to reset the joint follow-up attack trigger. So with the assumption of Rin having 100% uptime on the 20% speed buff, using her enhanced skill at least every 3 turns, on screen I have multiple examples. If your Sparkle had 161 speed, how much speed your Rin will want out of combat, and here are also examples at 165 speed and 170 speed as well. Another way to think about it is essentially having Rin go right after Sparkle, so you're able to ensure that you can reset that trigger before Sparkle pushes up Archer once again. Now as for your last slot, this can be a sustain of your choice, or if you wish to run a sustainless team, then another support to further amplify the team's damage output. For the sustain options, you can use Danheng PT, Huohuo for more attack and energy, Gallagher, Fu Xuan, and more. When it comes to main DPS Rin, this would consist of her with 2 other supports and then a sustain of choice, or another support if sustainless. Sparkle will also be a nice choice, as she'll be able to help with buffing Rin and providing her with more skill points for more gem energy and her enhanced skill. A fun option alongside these 2 is Cerydra, as Cerydra has a mechanic referred to as Coupe de Main. When this triggers, this will copy and immediately use the ability about to be used, and then use the original ability. So in this case, allowing you to double skill with Rin's enhanced skill, dealing massive damage onto enemies. And since Coupe de Main triggers before the original ability, you retain the gem energy from the first skill instance. To set this up, you'll want to use Rin's skill once you have 6 out of 6 charges, so you can basic attack until then to preserve your gem energy. At the same time, you'll focus on generating a good amount of gem energy for Rin to further strengthen the attack, which can be through the help of allies gaining skill points or consuming skill points, Rin's ultimate, once you use Rin's enhanced skill depending on how many skill points you have, and so on. Ideally, having a good amount of skill points or as close as possible to maximum skill points for when you do use her enhanced skill, as this allows you to immediately gain more gem energy for the double enhanced skill, as Rin will consume your skill points until you only have 2 remaining. This does take a few turns to set up, but can be a very fun synergy, especially in modes like Memory of Chaos. On top of the double enhanced skill, you'll also gain valuable buffs from Cerydra herself. For example, attack buffs, 20 speed, and once you reach 6 points of charge, the crit damage for that ally's skill damage will increase by 72%, and their all-type res pen by 10%, further boosting the power of Rin's enhanced skill. I will also have a very fun video coming out about this synergy soon, so do stay tuned for that and consider subscribing to stay tuned for when that's uploaded. Now let's go over how to build Rin. For her relic options, I would recommend Genius of Brilliant Stars. You can use Scholar Lost in Erudition, Grand Duke, and for her planar options, you can go with supportive sets if using her with Archer. For example, Lushaka, Penacony, City of Converging Stars, or DPS sets if you're using her as a main damage dealer. For example, Tengoku at Livestream, Rutland Arena, and so on. For her main stats, I would recommend Crit Body with a preference for crit rate to get her as close as possible to 100% crit rate in battle. For her boots, you can go with speed or attack boots, although do keep in mind that Rin will be able to boost her own speed within combat through her trace, Ladylike Poise. From there, you would use Quantum or Attack Orb, and then lastly, Attack or Energy Rope. I personally have a preference for Attack Rope though. Now for her light cone options, you can use her signature Flickering Stars, a Naxxas signature light cone, Into the Unreachable Veil, Today's Another Peaceful Day, Eternal Calculus, The Day the Cosmos Fell, and so on. And when it comes to Rin's value, for those who play Archer, I highly recommend picking up Rin as she is one of his best teammates. Rin being able to provide Archer with numerous buffs, the joint follow-up attack, and she can also deal considerable damage herself onto enemies as well. For those that don't have Archer just yet though, but you do want him, he is available to pick up for free, as you can get a free Archer or free Gilgamesh. If you do have Sparkle or picked her up from the free 5-star selector earlier in 4.x, and let's say you grabbed Huohuo from the Golden Companion shop, you can make a strong free-to-play friendly team by pulling Rin to use alongside Archer. If you are interested in other 4.4 characters or even the 4.5 characters coming up though, you could pick up Rin later, as the Fate banners will have a long duration. While we don't know how long this duration is, we still have Archer and Saber from last year, so it's very likely that Rin and Gilgamesh's banner will also last for a long time. So if there are other characters that interest you in the meantime, then you can pick them up while their banner is here, and then get Rin later on. I'd love to know which character you are pulling though, if you're going to be pulling Rin, if you're excited for Gilgamesh, or if you're even saving for Robin or Aventurine in 4.5. Lastly, if you did enjoy today's video, consider subscribing to see some more Star Rail content from me, and I hope all of you have a great day. Peace.